If you ever hear this sound, run. This is the warning sound that a saw-scaled viper will make whenever warning large predators to stay away. The saw-scaled viper is part of the Big Four. The Big Four, as its name suggests, is a group of 4 snakes responsible for the majority of human deaths in the world. The saw-scaled viper has single-handedly beaten every other snake on the planet. So does that mean this viper is the most venomous snake in the world? Absolutely not. The reason a snake is dangerous isn't because of the potency of its venom. Other factors such as aggressiveness and irritability make venomous snakes much more dangerous. Every year, there are between 1.8 and 2.7 million cases of envenomings from snake bites. 400,000 of those bitten are left disabled, and between 80,000 and 138,000 people die of snake bites each year. The saw-scaled viper is one of the smallest snakes in the world. Many times, people don't even notice it. They're found in the dry regions of Africa, the Middle East, India, and Pakistan. They're only about 22 inches in length, and it's said they feed mostly on locusts, beetles, worms, toads, reptiles, and small mammals. When they see a large predator approaching, the saw-scaled viper coils its body in a C shape. It'll then start to rub its scales, producing the iconic sound we discussed in the beginning. So if you ever hear this noise in the wild, just walk away. Don't forget about the common krait. The second member of the Big Four is the common krait, also known as the Indian krait. This highly venomous snake has made a reputation for itself for biting the most human beings in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. The average length of a krait is about 3 feet, and the longest measured krait was 5 feet 9 inches. The preferred food of choice is frogs, lizards, and small mammals, although it's no stranger to cannibalism since it eats other kraits. During the daytime, the snake is barely active. It hides under loose soil and debris. Come nighttime, the snake is out to hunt. Often, the common krait will smash that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it'll enter people's homes and bite people while they're asleep. Because the bite is not that painful, the victim might not even wake up. As time goes on, the neurotoxin injected during the bite will cause muscle paralysis and eventually death. Interestingly enough, when the common krait bites a victim, it'll latch on for several seconds. This will give it enough time to inject the venom with so much venom that death becomes inevitable. And then we have the Indian cobra. The Indian cobra, also known as the Asian cobra, is native to India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka. Just like the previous two, the Indian cobra is part of the Big Four. Even though it's highly aggressive, it's delivered more bites than 99% of other snakes. The Indian cobra is part of a Snake Charmers Act. Something about that music captivates these cobras. Now, if you ever come across it in the wild, the easy way to tell it apart from other snakes is by the pattern on the back of its hood. The Indian cobra has a mark that resembles black and white spectacles. The Indian cobra can measure between 3.3 and 5 feet. Cobras have a really simple tell when they feel threatened. The cobra will elevate the front part of its head, then spread out its hood. At this point, you should walk away. But if some big predators don't, then the cobra will lunge at them for a bite. If they don't succeed, then they might resort to spitting venom at their victims. And you definitely don't want to get any of that in your eyes or mouth. What about Russell's viper? This snake is also part of the Big Four, and it's also found on the Indian subcontinent. Again, this is not a large snake since its average length is 47 inches and a girth of about 6 inches. The way you distinguish a Russell's viper is by the head. Unlike the body, its head is triangular and flat with a round nose. During the hot months, they're active at night, but it's not uncommon to see them active during the day when it's a bit colder outside. When it comes to the danger aspect, obviously it's the venom which can cause bleeding of the gums and blood in the urine, kidney failure, necrosis, vomiting, facial swelling, basically all the things you don't want to happen to you. This snake is extremely strong. Even though the adults are rather sluggish and slow, when the lower part of their body forms several S-coils and the upper part is elevated, you know you're in trouble. The hissing sound it produces, experts say, is the loudest of any snake. Of course, when they lunge, they do so with ferocious quickness, biting the prey and holding on for several seconds. Next up, we have the inland taipan. The inland taipan is the most venomous snake in the entire world. They're mainly found in Australia, and their venom has been proven to be the most potent of all. Neither sea snakes nor reptiles have a more potent venom. After doing several tests on mice and human heart cell culture, the inland taipan has enough venom to kill 100 adult humans. The inland taipan will strike as precisely as a professional dart thrower, and it's so fast that no animal can escape. Its venom has evolved to kill mammals, so it's extremely dangerous. Despite the potency of its venom and its speed, the inland taipan is a shy and reclusive snake. Biologists agree that the less venomous coastal taipan is much more dangerous because of its aggressiveness. Speaking of which, next comes coastal taipan. Found in Papua New Guinea and Australia, it's the second longest venomous snake in Australia. The average length of a coastal taipan is 6.6 feet. After careful comparison, science has decided that the coastal taipan is the third most venomous snake on land, and its venom is mainly neurotoxic as well as coagulopathic. Most snake handlers will tell you that the coastal taipan doesn't like to confront people, but provoke it long enough and you'll see just how aggressive it can get. The snake's active in early morning, but it's not uncommon to see it active at night when it's really hot outside. Followed by the king cobra. The king cobra doesn't have the most potent venom in the world, however, because it delivers so many neurotoxins with a single bite, it's enough to kill 20 people. Many people are under the impression that a king cobra is a very aggressive snake. It's extremely dangerous because its bite is incredibly potent, but the animal will always prefer to escape when it can. The king cobra will only bite people when it's cornered, when it has to protect its eggs, or in self-defense. On average, it kills about 5 people per year. King cobras live in northern India, east to southern China, including Hong Kong and Hainan, south throughout the Malay Peninsula, and east to western Indonesia and the Philippines. Now comes the anaconda. When it comes to dangerous snakes, we have to mention the anaconda. It might not be the most aggressive snake in the world, but its sheer size makes it an imposing force to be reckoned with. An anaconda can reach a length of 30 feet, with a diameter of 12 inches. And weigh up to 550 pounds. A snake this big will wrap itself around its prey and start squeezing until every last bone in its body is crushed. Then the anaconda will swallow its prey whole and digest it over several weeks. We also have the eastern brown snake. It's considered the world's second most venomous snake, and it's found in eastern Australia and some parts of Papua New Guinea. The average eastern brown snake can reach a length of 7 feet, and despite the name, the color of the scales can range from brown to black. They're found in almost any habitat, and they feed on house mice. The eastern brown snake is responsible for 60% of the snake bite deaths in Australia. The bite causes bleeding, cardiovascular collapse, and cardiac arrest. They're highly irritable, and it's very easy to startle them because of their poor vision. Of course, there's the black mamba. The black mamba is considered one of the most venomous snakes as well as one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. It's found in sub-Saharan Africa and doesn't exceed 10 feet, 3 meters in length. They can be either black or dark gray. It lives on the ground and in trees, and their speed has been known to reach 10 miles per hour. When threatened, the black mamba will arch upward, strike several times, and deliver a large dose of neurotoxin. The symptoms appear in about 10 minutes after the bite, and the bite will be fatal unless antivenom is administered shortly after. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.